Hello everyone and all my new subscribers. Welcome to my crazy channel. So it's a very warm day today. It is Monday, Veterans Day, and I'm a little crazy busy today. Some crochet and lots of chores. So I allow myself a little bit of crochet and then I do a chore and then a little crochet because I can't just do chores straight and not have any little rewards. So I've done so far 3 of my things. I have 2 big ones left to do. Anyhow, I'm really excited because I got a newer iPhone. I had an iPhone 5C and it just kicked the bucket. Actually, I think it was the battery that kicked the bucket. But my sister had one, and so she sent me an iPhone 6. It was just an extra of hers. However, and this is something for any of you who want to pass on an iPhone or any smartphone to someone else, make sure that before you pass it on, you take it back to the factory settings, which you can do. Because this phone came to me, this is an iPhone 6, and it came to me with the other person's information still on it, and it was kind of a chore to get that person to give up their passwords, and you know, and then I was watching YouTube videos on how to do a factory reset, and it just wasn't working. And I was like, I'm going to send this back to my sister. She can just have it, and I'll just get one off eBay that's just completely unlocked and ready to go. Just plug in my SIM card. But anyways, I finally last night got the factory reset on it, and so I have an iPhone 6. Yay! I'd actually already bought a what do you call this, a skin or a sleeve for it. It came with one, which I'll probably put back on it, because this one, which is a spec, has this nice little rubbery edge on it. This one just is a hard plastic case, but I got it because it's a Sherlock thingy. So anyhow, it hasn't rung though. Maybe nobody's calling me, but it just hasn't rung. Okay, so also while I got you here, I'm going to show you my birds and their setup. Okay, we have 2 birds in here. There's the blue one, and then over there, this one is real flighty. And she's kind of yellowish green. Yes, I see you. And this is their cage setup. Now they are sitting on top of a small refrigerator. And you'll notice that the cage is anchored to the refrigerator. And that's because the naughty cats pulled the cage down one time. So now it's anchored. They can't pull it down. They haven't tried for a while, so I think it just scared them so badly the first time they did it that they haven't tried it since. But I don't take any chances, and now it is secured with 2 things of duct tape on each side. So yeah, so that's my birds. They have broccoli, they have millet, they have their own regular bird seed. They have plenty of toys in there. They're happy little birds. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, I have been crocheting, of course, and I'm working now on the 4th border for a Jada blanket. I had wanted to get them all done last week, but I had other things that interfered, and that just wasn't possible. So I'm working on the 4th one. 2 of the blankets are going to this one family with 2 girls, so I did a pink border on one, which I showed in a previous video, and a purple border on the other one, which I will show in an upcoming video when I get all of the original 6 borders done. But anyways, those 2 are done with their borders, and now I'm just working on the family that has 4 kids, and they have 3 boys and 1 girl, so I don't know who's going to take which blanket, so I'm not trying to make any blanket particularly feminine. I'm just making them fun. For example, my summer one for that family is going to have a red, white, and blue border, because you have 4th of July in the summer, and Memorial Day is on the front end of summer. So yeah, red, white, and blue. And I did the fall one already, and that has gold and burgundy. And what was the last color I used? Gosh, fuchsia. So nice fall colors for the border. And yeah, I'm about to start the spring one for that family. And then the winter one, here's an interesting thing. I would like to do a border with some kind of sparkle in it, but I don't have any sparkle yarn. However, tomorrow I may make my first visit ever to Hobby Lobby. There's a Hobby Lobby in Burbank. I have to go to the Burbank airport tomorrow and pick up the landlady. And so there's a Hobby Lobby. Now normally I wouldn't go to Burbank because we just never go to Burbank. But because I have to pick her up, I can go to Hobby Lobby, and maybe I will film my excursion there and add it to this video, or make a separate video. And I think I have seen some people show Hobby Lobby yarns that have a sparkle in them, so I will be looking for those when I go. Yeah, I'm kind of excited, but the problem is her plane comes in. What time does her plane come in? Almost 9 o'clock at night. So I'd want to get over to Burbank before rush hour really hits. So then I have a few hours to kill. So I'll just bring along some crochet in the car for a while, and then probably about 9:30 she will have deboarded the plane and have her luggage, and I can pick her up. She's actually there with her sister-in-law. She went to Las Vegas with her sister-in-law, and they're having lots of fun. So yeah, I got that going. And hang on just a second. Recently I had given a couple of my little mice away that I made, these little dancing ballerina mice, and the one I gave to Billy, the Crafty Floridian, got a lot of notice, and people started contacting me about the mice. I had made like about 10 of those mice because the landlady said, oh, make a whole bunch of them, and then we'll send them over to one of the We Force Folk conventions, because, you know, those people collect mice things. Well, that never went anywhere. Anyways, I have 3 mice left. Okay, so I'm going to show them to you. If anybody's interested, I'm going to leave my email in the description, and you can contact me. I probably won't make any new mice unless it's just an absolutely special request, because I would like to get rid of these. They are for sale, so if anybody wants them, these are the mice. Okay, I have a little pink one here, and she has this little bling bling flower on top, and they all have this cute little curly tail. That's the pink one. Then I have this little orange one, and she has a little yellow flower with a little bling bling on top, and little orange slippers. And then this one was kind of a fun one to make. Oh, Her little ballerina slippers, I have to retie them. Okay, so this is my little blue mouse, and she has on little gloves with a little bling bling orange or gold sparkle yarn. And her little tutu has gold sparkle yarn, and her little shoes have gold sparkle yarn. And of course she has that little curly tail. I have to retie this one. And she has a little blue flower on top of the little bling. And she just has on her little dancing gloves. So those are the 3 mice that I have. If anybody's interested, just let me know. Christmas is coming up. And then I have 3 elephants left. Somebody had asked me, a friend of mine had asked me, oh, what about that Tweety elephant that you have? I'm like, Tweety? Okay, but this is the one that she meant, and she was making it so complicated. I said, forget it, it's not for sale. But it is for sale, it's just not in a complicated way. So this is this little elephant with the little bling bling on the top on the bow. It's not really sparkling well. This is actually made with Karen Jumbo rosewood. So it works up a little bit smaller than the other ones. And then I have this lovely pink one here, and she's got this little bling bling bow on the top and a cute little elephant tail. They all have the little elephant tails. And then I cannot remember the name of this yarn that I used for this one. I want to say it was a Karen Jumbo, but I can't be sure. And this little blue one here, and this multicolored. No, actually, it wouldn't have been a Karen. It's just different colors, different shades of yarn I did in stripes. So he's showing up a little bit darker than he is, but he's real cutie. Anyways, and I have more amigurumi than that, believe me. I just have a closet full of this stuff, which is kind of why I stopped making it for a while, because I was just building it up and I didn't know what to do with it. And I don't have an Etsy shop. I do have an Etsy account, but I don't have an Etsy shop. I don't have anything in there. So, anyways, if anybody's interested in any of those pieces, just email me from the description below. And, let me think. I have to think about a minute what else I have to say. Time for a persimmon update. The tree is mostly picked. I've been leaving the ones that are on the tree up there just a little bit longer to ripen. But I got these beauties off the tree the other day. Let's look at that, lovely. And a lot of them will have, it looks like a burn mark, and it isn't. Doesn't affect the flavor at all. It's just, it's like what do I want to say, a pollination mark. So, anyways, I've got that lovely one and this lovely one, which still, you can see it's a little greenish yellow right here, but it will ripen just fine in the box. And this is, you know, you have to pick them when they're hard like this. So, got this lovely one. Anyhow, I haven't harvested for a couple of days, but they will all be harvested, I'm sure, by this weekend. And I actually couldn't get to some of them because the branches just get to be like this, and then you've got the persimmons are all in there and you can't get that fruit picker on them. So yeah, we also have a limb cutter. So I cut one limb, and I'm going to cut some more to just cut the whole limb off. But it has to be just like it can't be bigger than quarter sized, or I can't cut it. But yeah, I'm going to be cutting some off. Not that the tree couldn't use it anyways. It needs a little pruning. we have some telephone wires, and you know, when the branches get real heavy and lean on the telephone wires, last year they actually pulled it out of the wires out of my neighbor's house because it was so heavy. So we had trimmed it back last year, but of course they keep growing over the telephone wires and hanging down. It's not as bad this year, but anyways, I'm going to be cutting some branches down, and that will also free up my ability to get to some of the things that those branches are blocking. And when they're really high, when I have the fruit picker extended as far as I can and I'm reaching up as high as I can and I can't get them, those are the ones we leave to the birds. So, but I might cut a couple of branches to get some of those down. Because they look so nice up there. Anyhow, that's the persimmon update. You know, I was thinking that when I went to Joann's, I don't know, a couple weeks ago now, and got that big yarn haul of the big twist yarn, and it was $1.50, and I miscounted. I didn't have 27, I had 28. And because counting is not my strong suit, and I was trying to count them and they were just piled up, and I didn't get everything accounted for. So I was also thinking, you know, when I'm working on Afghans really hard, it is nothing for me. I could go through all 28 of those skeins in 1 month, no problem. So it's I do. Some of the rest of you go through that much yarn, but at the same time I feel like I'm an extremely slow crocheter. So I mean, you know, like when I'm doing the borders on these blankets, it takes me, well, I give 1 border a day. I can't do more than that. But that's more than 1 skein of yarn. That's probably somewhere between 400 and 500 yards of yarn in a day. You know, I'm not that kid who's super fast, that's for sure. But I still feel like I go at a decent pace. But yeah, so for me, I don't collect yarn. I can't really afford the space to collect anything like that. So it has to be utilitarian, all the yarn that I buy. I go through it. So right now I feel like I kind of have a glut of yarn. I think I could probably not have to buy yarn for a year at this pace, but I'll still go to Hobby Lobby and check it out. Not that I have a lot of money to spend at Hobby Lobby, but I'm still going to go there. And yeah, I want to know from some of you, how much yarn do you go through when you're being a crochet fiend? Can you go through 28, 30 skeins a month? Let me know. Anyhow, I think that's about it for this video, and I will show more amigurumi in other videos. Yeah, I did have one person order from me recently. Thank you so much. You know who you are. And I actually got to make an amigurumi this last week, so that was fun. Because I do miss it a little bit. And I will be so glad when all these Afghans are off my plate. So, yeah, that's about it for this video, and I will talk to all of you later. Have a great rest of the week, and love ya. Bye-bye.